All right, I'm just going to do my trade review for today, Monday, July 12th. I traded four tickers: Apple, Disney, Space, and X. I'll go over my Apple trade first. That's the first one I did. Traded it quite a bit. So my plan in the morning wasn't amazing for Apple. I guess what I saw was we had been trending up for a few weeks here, was looking super strong, had hit all-time high on Friday, and couldn't really get above it for too long. And then again today, then it gapped up above, even higher. And I guess I was looking for something to happen, whether it was a big sell-off or maybe a breakout and a continuation up. But I sort of just played the opening action and played it correctly. Basically, it made a nice tight range here, and what happened was price opened near the top of this range, peaked up, immediately got back down and flushed down super fast and hard with volume through this range and underneath. And I just used that as a major fake breakup out of the daily range. So basically a fake breakout of this range here, this general, 145, 146 area, and then come back inside the range. And that's what happened. I then used this 146 whole dollar level as my place to risk against. Price couldn't get above it, so I got in right here with a tight stop, low risk, and then I added in once it got below VWAP and just looked like it really was staying away from 146, and added in and got in probably with like a little over 1R risk. And so partialed small here, partialed pretty heavy here at 145.11, and then partialed a couple more times down here, smaller. Price came back up. I used some of the past big lot orders and candlesticks here to give myself visualizations of where the resistance was. Big block orders happened in these areas where I had these lines drawn, so I knew that when price came back up to it, it would have some problems, and if price did turn around and continue, that's when I would try and add in. I added in here, and then added in one more time right here because I saw some big orders sitting down here still. And I actually got all out right here, which ended up being the low of the day, I think. Yeah, so I was really happy about that. Basically, there was a big bid order at 144. Price couldn't, I think it might have hit it and filled some of it, but it was still a very big highlighted order here. Then price came back up. There was a highlighted order on the ask. It filled it, then got even higher. I felt like that was enough conviction and volume on the way up with bigger lot orders to tell me that it was done. I also drew a line here which told me the ATR. So the ATR, and you guys know I use ATR a lot. The ATR was on average 2.5. So this was the high of the day this morning. And so I drew down about $2.50. And, this was pretty close for me. 144 whole dollar, daily level. ATR is right here. Price made this super fast move within 35 minutes, even though RVOL was at one point up to 150%, which was great, which I think gave it this good action. I think that the speed and the severity of this move was a perfect potential to get all out here, and then right here was my last all out. So that ended up being a really good trade, and I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna keep going here. So I ended up trading it 3 times, so I'll just quickly go over it. I did try to trade the reversal. I did get a decent trade on it. Basically, I was just trading the price action and the candlesticks. It made a double bottom. Then it makes this new higher low, which I really like. It takes about 5 minutes more or more to kind of create this new 5-minute low, then gets higher. I always like that as support. I got in here, didn't really like my entry, so I let price come back down to this kind of purple line, which is low of day right here, and it got close to this, so I liked risking right against that, and that worked out a lot better. Price came down to that and quickly got back up. So then I partialed up here, it consolidated, added in, and then I partialed the way up. Didn't think it could go that much further up, so I added in for these like quick scalps. It didn't work, and then I got out. So that was a decent trade. Lost a little bit right here, but I was just more fighting for price, and then I got the price I wanted. And then later on, this was the second best trade for Apple for me. The morning trade was the best, and then this reversal was okay, but this one was really good. I felt like I liked what it was showing me. So Tyler was watching Apple too. He saw it really sort of compressing around VWAP and making some patterns. We thought that it could be either a long from here or a good short, and sure enough, it made this nice descending triangle here. And at the time, you could see price gets above VWAP, gets below, then compresses, is really pushing down against this 144.80 area, and then boom, you get the flush down with the confirmation of volume here. So I get in, I kept adding in thinking that it was going to make it to these spots here because there were some big bids. But of course I kind of had to fight this stock here as it came back up against me, got out a little bit, got all the way out, just lost I think a half an hour, got back in as price got back below this level, added in, and then sure enough it made the move I wanted. Partialed small here and partialed really heavy here at these big bids here. Thought it might get to 144 just like earlier, but it couldn't. And so yeah, these were really big partials here. I'll have to look at it again to see what it was, but overall on Apple, I think I made 6R today on it, so I was happy. I think I could have probably made more R. Looking at how many good trades I had on it, 3 good trades. Probably could have had over 10R on it, but still happy with it. I also felt like just sticking with this stock and trying to trade it all day long, I think I was successful trading in multiple ways because I stuck with it and was really seeing the orders and the price action and sort of the nuances of the stock. Plus I had 150% R vol. It was near all-time high, so people were definitely interested in it and either maybe taking some profits or chasing it long. So I just felt like it had some good ranges today, and so I'm going to try and do this once I get in a stock that is moving well. Even if I get out of it all the way, I'm going to try and be patient and see for other opportunities to get back in it and trade it some more. I tried X, DMX here. What did I like about it? I think Tyler and I liked the kind of the fake breakup on the. So if you see here, we got a nice level that kind of is support, then there's a resistance, then is support, then is resistance, and you can see price came all the way down here, and within about a day and a half came all the way from 22 all the way up to here, and it popped up, and we thought that this might have been a fake move up, and it gets underneath and you get a nice short down back to this kind of value area. So it was a fake breakup, a fake pierce and fail on a bigger time frame, short. But it didn't work out, but I'm okay with it because I managed my risk fine. Use this sort of this higher volume as like a cue that maybe it was finishing its move up. So then it made some lower highs, and this would have been a good spot to get short right above this shelf here. It came up, a big order came in at 25 bucks right here, so I got short, risking just above it. I added in thinking this puppy was really going to go down to 24.75, and hopefully this 24.60 VWAP area was going to get a really good move, probably like a 4 or 5R here. I was really trying to make my day huge, but It didn't keep going and came back up. I got out at break even and then tried it one more time. So I'm okay with it. It could have been a good move, but it wasn't, and it really just kind of stuck around this top of this daily range here. So, and then I did try space. You know, everyone was potentially shorting space. I tried to get in on the trend. I like this little consolidation here. Felt like it was struggling to hold this daily level here. Thought it was going to get back underneath and then sell down some more. I was a little early. It looks like it did it later on, right around here. It did it here. But I'm okay with that because I managed my risk here too. I think I lost in total of these two tries half an R. And then my other good trade was on Disney. I really liked this stock. This is like totally in my playbook here. We had multiple things that worked for me. One was this morning that people were already talking about Disney. I think JP Morgan had an analyst say that he was really bullish on this thing. Felt like it had a long way to go for a back to normal play. And then but I wasn't watching it. But then I did check it out here right around 11:45 and realized, hey, this thing is doing my setup, which is a nice high of day breakout with volume. So you can see these nice compression here, right? Higher lows, a perfect top that it pushes up against. Then you break up, you get your volume spike, and then you have generally better volume. This is a nicey stock, so I think that's why this volume sucks and it's kind of inconsistent. If this was like a NASDAQ, this would have looked much cleaner. The average volume probably would have been at least this high with these spikes, but I was okay with that because I know how these nicey stocks are and I know how Disney works, and I wasn't putting as much weight on these anomalies for this. What I was using was this nice compression, this breakout, then the retest here. This would have been a perfect entry. So I didn't see it until around noon here, which was fine because I felt like this thing, if it was going to keep going, it might end at the high of day. So this was about 1 ATR here. So the fact that it was coming in with more volume told me that ATR now was sort of out of the picture, and that this thing, it had increasing volume. I think it was at 100 something percent, and on its way up, RVOL just kept increasing. So those are all signs that this thing is breaking out and it's wanting to find new value somewhere up here, not down here. It's not a sell the news or fake news play where it's volume comes up and then the volume tanks. It could have been that, and if it was, then it would have been a great play short here or short underneath this level, and then you got a nice short down here. But if it isn't, and it was a breakout like it was, and you got a nice high probability to take it long. So then what I do is I use my patterns to get in. Basically, it just did a bunch of high day breaks over and over with volume. So right here, perfect one. You had, boom, right here. These three volume bars started right here. Boom, boom, boom. And so that was a good high of day break with conviction, right? So price comes back down. I get in with my stop underneath this. Comes back around. I get spooked. I try it again. I get out. I don't like my entry. Price comes even closer to this previous point where it broke up for the high of day again, hoping that this high of day holds and it goes and makes a new high of day. So I get in again, stop right here. Sure enough, it just kind of stair steps up. These nice green candles, kind of slow. And like I said, the volume wasn't amazing, but it's a nicey stock and I was okay with that. Price comes back, consolidates for a while. I add in twice, get these nice partials. I get a little bit impatient, and for some reason I thought that this was all it was going to do. I think this was the 182 or something. So I got all out. I got back in because I felt like this past area where I got in, at 181 was going to hold, and sure enough it did. And I just held partial small here and held some of my partials for the rest of the way up. So like I said, you weren't going to go wrong going long with this, because when you see a true breakout like this with volume, with a good news catalyst, the extra news catalyst that came out was talks of amazing weekend box office records for its streaming movies like Black Widow and other stuff like that. Everything that has to do with streaming that's really good, that has to do with subscribers or increased membership prices, stuff like that, the stock always shoots up, just like Netflix does and Roku and stuff. So when you see this setup like this is like your probability of it going up is a lot higher. It's just way more green candles than red. So you just want to wait for some kind of pullback, something that you like, a pattern that you like, or something that you like on the level 2 to get in. And I'm glad that I got back in again, because then I got this nice little right here. So we were getting up here. So there were big asks still. So right around here, about an hour till the close, there were still big asks at 183, 184, and even 185. I didn't have that many shares left, but I wanted to save for that potentially. And then all of a sudden, boom, this huge candle shows up. Then like 20, 30 seconds shoots up. I partial. Then I place some stops here and add in some trailing stops, and partialed here when it pulled back 60 cents on me, and then had a last stop fill order for 185, which it filled, and then I was all out. I was away from the computer at this point, but I thought that was pretty badass, the way that finished me out. So yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.